All right, welcome back to Bachi's Chronicles. This is part two of my childhood. There's a lot more I wanted to say, but if it gets too long, I think it loses your interest, and I just start rambling on. So I apologize. If anybody's even watching these, I have no idea. But for me personally, thanks for watching it. If you are, appreciate it. I'll pay you later. So back to my childhood. Wasn't the greatest childhood in some ways, but it was great in others. I had a lot of cousins and a lot of uncles and aunts that were awesome. I remember one of my uncles, Uncle Don, he was just my favorite. He had a lion. He lived out in the country, like way out in the country. Not way, I was actually right on the country line, but he had a lion, he had raccoons, he had monkeys, grass monkeys. I mean, he just loved it, wildlife, so he would always get these animals. And I think they had to give the lion up because it was getting mature and it wanted to mate and it was getting loud and scaring people because it was roaring at nights or whatever. So he was a cool uncle, but he in the summer, like just before school started, like during the summer, he would help. I would work for him. He'd clean movie theaters, so I would go in the morning with him. He'd pick me up in the morning. I'd go to the theater, and I would sweep up certain things and pick up the big trash, and then whatever I found was mine. So whatever I picked up, money, if it was unopened box of candy, I mean, it was mine. So that was more than enough for me. And I'd sweep it up, and he'd go and blow everything to the front, and then I'd come in with dustpan and clean up the trash and mop the floors. And it was a great system. I might make a 2 dimes on one day, and I might find $1 on another day. But for me, that was a lot of money because you know we weren't financially set at all, and that money would buy me whatever candy or a snack or a donut or something. So anyway, um, one time it was right before school started, or I think it was the end of summer. I'm not sure. I could be wrong. They were going to preview Batman, and that was the first Batman, the Michael Keaton and Jack Nicholson Batman. And at the time, that was our in game. That was the Marvel in game. And that was the movie of the year. That was what everybody was waiting for. And so I watched the movie. They said I could sit in and watch the little private showing. My uncle was like, "Yeah, sure, go ahead and watch it." And so I seen Batman like a week or 2 weeks before it even come out, and I think school started, or it was the end of summer. Maybe it was just around the neighborhood, but I was like the coolest kid in the neighborhood, and then because I seen it before everybody else, and I knew what happened, and that's when I learned that it's not what you know, it's it's who you know that can. And I also learned that if you have something that nobody else has, it just makes you the cool kid. And if it's the new PlayStation, if it's a new pair of shoes, that little material makes you the cool kid. And I love the feeling, of course. Don't get me wrong. I was like, I love this. I mean, people are coming, hey, what's that? What's this like? I heard you watch it. Even the older kids, like the upperclassmen, they were wanting to talk to me. And these are the same kids that picked on me, beat me up, and I didn't get bullied at all. So for like a couple weeks, this was great. So that was when I helped out my uncle. Another time, my mom bought me a lawnmower for my birthday, and a lot of times on my birthday, depending on what yard sales we went to and what I touched at yard sale, usually that would wind up being my present. And I knew this, so I'd always try to be careful of what I touched. And if I played with a car so much, that would be a birthday present, Christmas present, or something. One time, she got me a ukulele because I was playing with it at the uh, at the yard sale. So anyway, I got a lawnmower, and that was the best present in my life because I could mow lawns all summer and make money to buy me a Nintendo. That was all I wanted, was a Nintendo. And I got this Nintendo. It was used, I remember $40, $50, and it had the controller was broken. There was no games, but I'd borrow games and the controller from friends, and oh, that was the best feelings to buy this. And so summers I would mow lawns a lot just to make extra cash to buy things. And shoes and stuff like that were never a priority. They still aren't today. I don't care. I love Adidas shoes because they fit my feet well. I love the way they feel. But if it's like a Game of Thrones collaboration or something, I will, of course, want it because I love the. But anything other than like that, I don't care about shoes. I will wear the same pair of shoes for 3 years if they feel good on my feet. I might change them for the color to match the clothes I'm wearing, but that's just so I don't look wearing blue shoes with all white clothes or something. I try to match up where I can, but I just don't care about shoes. And that's the reason why. It's just priority to me was not shoes. It's not clothes, it's not food, and that's another thing. Food to me now is the same. I love a good steak, I love a good hamburger or whatever, but I can survive off a convenience store rice balls or convenience store pasta or whatever perfectly. I can go weeks just eating that because that probably might explain my weight. We'll just throw that one aside, put that to the side for a second. But I don't care about food. I don't cook. I don't care because growing up, food is what we could get. I mean, of course, we were on government housing and welfare, and they give you food stamps. We go and all the stuff we bought was like no name brand stuff, like Always Save. I think it was called Always Save, and I remember cereal was Always Save, bread was Always Save, everything was Always Save, and I never knew what like brand cereal was. I don't remember when the first time I had like a real brand, like a Cookie Crisp or something. Shoes, I think I bought my first pair of real brand shoes when I hit high school, and that's because I was working. I bought them myself. And I mean, I was a skateboarder, so you tear through shoes quick. The Goodwill or whatever, whoever was donating shoes. I wear a lot of OP. OP was my favorite brand. And OP is, if I could get an OP shirt or OP pants or OP shoes, I was happy. Now you're trying to probably figure out how did I get Ocean Pacific shoes, or that's an expensive brand. No, I'm not talking Ocean Pacific. I'm talking other people's. If I could get other people's stuff, I was fine. If somebody gave me a hand down, I was fine. I would tell people it's OP. Oh, this is OP, but it was other people's, not the OP you're thinking about. It's the OP I know. So, product things like this. I love games, but of course I couldn't afford a game. So going to a friend's house, playing with these things and little like Tetris type Game Boys and stuff. That was watching people use those and letting me play for a second. And that's why I got good at games, because somebody here, you could try it out. And I only had like 5 minutes, so I wanted to get as much out of it as I could. And I got good quick. So I got into high school. High school was fine. I mean, I wasn't a popular kid. I wasn't just a nobody. I mean, I had friends. I knew the jocks. I played soccer my senior year. I pretty much got along with everybody. My girlfriend was Japanese. My friends were Vietnamese or Chinese, and then just friends. I had friends of every race, or color, and creed, or whatever you call it. I just didn't care. I was just that guy. Was friends with everybody, and I was not a good student at all. I mean, I was working full time. I was living on my own. Well, living with some friends of mine. And we moved out and paying rent, and then I was buying my sister's car. I was paying the payments on my sister's car so I could have her car because she got a new car. It was a Toyota Celica, and this thing, I think it was 1976, the year I was born. Celica. The sunroof was a rotator thing, like you had to spin. Had no heater, had no air conditioning. Roll down the windows or take a blanket to the car. It was the idle, or the I guess the throttle would stick sometimes, and that was fun to play with. But it was my car. I mean, that's how I got to school. And even actually high school, my freshman year. What time later we on? So my freshman year. Now a lot of people know everybody from high school because they went to school together growing up, but I didn't know anybody there, so it was a little awkward. And we're in shop class, and this guy walks in, and I'm a surfer, or not surfer, skateboarder, surfer. The closest ocean is 3 days away, but I wish I would have been a surfer. I had long blonde hair, dressed. I was a skater. Yo, dude. So this guy walks into the shop class, and I said, "Hey, what's up, dude?" And he was like, "What did you call me?" And he grabbed me, he snatched me up, like literally snatched me up, took me out in the hallway. Excuse me. And I'm about a foot from the wall. I'm standing there like, "Whoa, calm down." And he's like, "What'd you call me?" And I was like, "Dude." And he hit me so hard in the chest that I flew and hit the wall. My head slammed against the wall. Almost knocked the air out of me. I was like trying to catch my breath. I'm dizzy because my head just slammed against the wall. And he was like, "I'm no dude. I'm the principal. You call me Mr. whatever, whatever." And he just went yelling at me. And I'm dizzy. I'm just literally like trying to catch, try to breathe and stay afloat. And so he grabs me and he spins me around and he opens the door and pushes me in the classroom. Now I'm coming to the classroom. I'm catching my breath. I'm dizzy. And I probably like tears in my eyes from trying to breathe and stuff. So I go sit down on my thing, and I'm just like holding my head, and I'm holding my chest, and the guys, they're like, "What happened?" I was like, "Nothing, it's okay." Now, the reason I said it was okay is because I'm the new kid. I don't know these people. I don't know anybody. I don't want to be. This is high school. Maybe this is normal for everybody else. There's no reason to draw unwanted attention to me at that time trying to fit into a new school, because for me to do what my magic of networking and get to know people, I don't need to stand out. I need to fade in. And so I was like, no, nothing. And they're looking at me and they're like, are you crying? I'm like, no, I might have been actually crying. I mean, I was 15, 16 years old, and this guy just knocked the shit out of me. And I was like, no. And I'm trying to get my breath, and my head is throbbing. I'm just like this. And the principal comes in talking to the shop teacher about something. The shop teacher keeps looking at me, and I keep looking down and looking away. I don't want unwanted attention. I don't want to be that kid. Just another reason to be bullied or picked on, or just noticed. Just my thing is to be a shadow, not a light. And so the class was dismissed, and the shop teacher was like, hey, hold on for a second. What, you didn't even know my name. It was like the first, second day of school. So everybody leaves, and he was like, are you okay? I was like, yeah, I'm fine. Now I got my bearings. I'm fine. It's been about 30, 40 minutes. And he was like, what happened? I was like, nothing. And he was like, be honest with me. You can tell me it's okay. I was like, nothing happened. And he's like, did he hit you? I was like, no. It's just, I went to lean against the wall and I fell back. And he was like, son, seriously, this is okay. You need to be honest about things like this. And he's trying to get it out of me. I'm like, no, sir. I don't, nothing. It's fine. Don't worry about it. And I left. And I told maybe two or three people. People in the classroom kind of knew, a couple friends of mine that I was friends with, and a couple. But I never told anybody. And then a couple weeks later, my mom calls me at school, and I come down to the office, and she's like, "Did the principal hit you?" And she's just freaking out. And I don't know to this day who told her. Now I'm thinking either it's one, Jeff, which is one of my best friends, or two, the shop teacher. Those are the only two people I could think that would be close enough to get a hold of my mom to let her know. And I was like, no, Mom, it's fine. It was just a misunderstanding. Don't worry. She's just flipping out on the phone, yelling, and she let me talk to whoever, and she's just going crazy. And I calmed her down. I told her it's fine. I took care of it. We had I tried to get out of it the best I can. But I don't know whatever happened after that. I don't know if she called anybody, but I do know he retired after that year. He stepped down. So I don't know if that had anything to do with it, or if my mom made a phone call, or the teachers, or whatever. I still don't know to this day. I need to ask her who told her. And I mean, if it was Jeff, he was doing it to look out for me. If it was the shop teacher, they were doing it to look out for me, and I understand that. But I just didn't want to be the new kid in school that got hit by the principal and have that title on me for another 4 years. It just wasn't worth it. So I just never said anything. And but my high school was fine. I mean, problems here and there. Just normal high school stuff. My senior year, I helped put together a soccer team so I could get a letter. I wanted to play soccer. That was my childhood. I don't think there's much more to say. I mean, other than you get the point, you get the image of it. Uh, we lived by like a cookie factory. I don't remember what do you call it, the Keebler Elf type thing. Jumping in there, getting those trash cans and taking the cookies that expired like 4 or 5 days from the factory or whatever. That was dessert right there. Yeah, we did a lot of dumpster diving as a kid. I remember that. I got in a lot of trouble. I did a lot of stupid things, but it wasn't. I can't say it's because of people I was around, because I was just as dumb as them to do it. So I take full responsibility. I got grounded for an entire summer. My mom was strict, and I'm glad she was. I don't smoke. I've never smoked in my life. I've never taken a drug, any type of drug, other than prescribed or Tylenol. And I don't drink. I can drink. I will have a few drinks, but I don't drink regularly. I don't think I've had a drink in probably 3 months. I just don't care to drink. It's just not my thing. And that's because of the way we were brought up, the family, the people I've seen, people my mom loved cigarettes, she loved coffee. And that's another probably unique thing about me, is I stay away from anything addictive. Anything addictive, I just don't want it. If it's coffee, if it's alcohol, if it's cigarettes, drugs, music. I mean, I know it sounds weird to say music, but even to me, music is like a addictive, and it controls your mood. A sad song will put you in a bad mood. A good song will put you in, and I just don't like it. I drink Coke. I drink a lot of Red Bull. I mean, of course, I could stop at any time. I think doesn't that what every addict says? So maybe I should try. But I mean, sugar and stuff like that. I guess I do take a lot of that, but I keep away from coffee and anything that's just to me I feel is addictive because I don't want it to control my life and make me be somebody I'm not. But that's kind of I guess a weird thing about me. But so that's my childhood. I think these two videos summed it up for the most part. And like I said, my childhood was not as bad as I sounded in any way. There's people worse off than me. I had a great childhood. My mom did everything. My family, my uncles, my brothers, they all were there for me through growing up. We had a great life. We just didn't have material like some people might have. Cars, might not be a floorboard in the car we're using or whatever. I mean, but you figure it out. You put a piece of wood down. I mean, anything can be fixed. So that was it. I mean, but no matter how hard my childhood seems, I'm happy now. My family's good. My family's everybody's doing their own thing, and we're still alive. We're kicking, and I'm in Japan. Beautiful day. Corona is almost gone. I'm in a beautiful Range Rover. I'm happy. My childhood put me here, so I don't want to say I don't want pity or sorrow for to be like, oh my God, I can't believe I didn't. I'm happy. I'm fine. When I see people go on American Idol and they talk about how hard their childhood was and how they broke their arm and broke it again or something, it's just like there's so many more people out there that have a worse off and are still struggling right now. I hate it, and I don't want to feel like I'm doing that. That's why this video has taken me 19, 18, 17 tries. I don't even know anymore. So I hope it sounds okay. I hope it's not offending anyone or anything, and sorry it's so long. All right, that's it. I appreciate you watching. Hopefully these are the videos I'm going to go with for this chapter of my life, and stay tuned. See you soon. Thank you.